I request Professor Uday Babu to welcome both over the very happy morning to all of you. Our chief guest and the speakers of the today's session, Ms. Ekta Shah, Mr. Vinkia, Professor Uday Bhave, Mr. Sashikant, all heads of the departments, deans, faculty members, students, and volunteers. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all at this event, which is named as a Pixel. The Pixel is an event which is in a continuation. Every year we have the trend-setting event, and as the name suggests, Pixel. It is a very small element, or must be the smallest element on screen, which illuminates, through which we can visualize the things at the right place. The illumination is always attracts everyone, and this pixel has been named perfectly because, being an engineering college, we wish that all the research in the world which happens across the university should also take place in our country as well as in our college. Although there are not many projects of new, novel, innovative technologies are happening in the institution, and the Pixel is one of the way guiding force to understand the new technologies, coming up technologies, that is called as a futuristic technologies, which will pave the way for development of everyone on the knowledge base. And it is believed that Pixel will explode and give shine to the knowledge. The technologies will shine and the knowledge will come to the students, which will be discussed during the whole day, and the implementation will bring out some results which will be more than at par with the universities where research actually happen. And we will be one step ahead with the knowledge that will be gaining today through the Pixel, much more ahead, not one step ahead, it will be much more ahead in the level of knowledge as well as the development which will take place, and the decades to be remembered, that implementation will result into the technologies which were experienced in the fast development during the COVID. So in a short span also we can learn, develop, implement, integrate, and make use of to the mankind. So I'm sure that this pixel will prove its name. Today we'll make a big learning and implement through the years to come for the development of each and every individual. So wish you all a very happy learning. And we have esteemed speakers today. I thank all the speakers for accepting our invitation and sharing the knowledge with the students with the vibrant and the brilliant minds of our institution. Thank you all of you, and wish you all a happy day.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. I would like to request all our dignitaries to take a seat in the audience. કેમ છો મજામાં સ્ટેજ પર આવે છે ખજાના ખજાનામાં છે સંગીત कालिदासु सौरंगीत।
इस बात पे स्टेज को रंगीन करने आ रहा है सैयद शाह from SAKEC Studio along with Vasish, Samadhan, Prem, Sparsh and Surbhi along with their instruments. Please give a huge round of applause.
जो भी यहाँ बात हो रहा है ना वो इससे रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, मतलब जो भी यहाँ आवाज़ आएगा ना वो यूट्यूब पे जाएगा, तो इसको कवर मत कर, इसको ओपन रहने दे, और चाहिए तो पहनने वाले यहाँ पे वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन दिखेगा। देखो अगर ये हिल नहीं रहा है मतलब कुछ तो एरर है वॉइस का, और यहाँ पे स्क्रीन जो दिख रही है वही यूट्यूब पे जा रही है, स्ट्रीम चालू है, अगर कुछ एरर है इधर तो स्टॉप स्ट्रीमिंग कर देना और वापस स्टार्ट स्ट्रीमिंग कर देना, बाकी सब कनेक्टेड है। यूजुअली किसी से बात करने में तो कुछ ये सब यूट्यूब पे जाएगा, यूट्यूब का है अपना सेटअप पूरा सब सेट हो गया, कनेक्शन दिखने हैं, एच डी कनेक्शन नहीं हुआ तो इसको इसका एरर है तो वो लोग को बोलना ही, बाकी सब सब कुछ और कुछ करना ही नहीं है, व्यूअर्स ऑन में ज़ीरो रहते हैं हमेशा। मैं तो आधे घंटे में इसमें बहुत सारे
जोने कोटे मोर टौकी जाए होली वादळ वादळ हे वादळ वादळ चमकी जोने भी हे मारा रुदियाने हेरणो हमरे हे जुने आवी आषाढी मोर बनी खट खट करे 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 मोर चबोर मालूमा मोर बनी खट खट करे मोर चबोर मालूमा मोर बनी खट खट करे मन मोर बनी खट खट करे मन मोर बनी खट खट करे everyone मेरी गटा गगने गगने गर जाट करे बड़े सारी सिर्फ झूले नदियों अब जो बन भाई खुले अब दिल कपूरी पक खुले कमल कमी बैठा मेरे सुमत करे मेरी घबराई ने मेरी गटा करे जाती करे मन मोर बनी करे करे मन मोर बनी करे
So, what we were really talking about was
जरा
machine learning.
वायरलेस लो
We really split that into
अब
two
आएगा
big
आवाज
terms.
अभी आ रहा है
One
पहले
being
सिर्फ
machine
वही
and
कनेक्ट था
second
फिर भी
being
आवाज नहीं आ
learning.
रहा था
What we are really
ब्लूटूथ ही
doing this would help you to write stories, help you to write conversations, help you to build
वो
up
बंद कर
any
कैमरा बंद
article,
हो गया
help you to build up any kind of content that you would want to really look at. So these are a classification of models which is called as
हाथ में ही पकड़
large
जाए
language models, which is largely trained on an immense
JBL
amount of data, and it has model weights in place, and it's
हाँ
helping you to infer
वो
certain
बैग
kind of
देना
data. Now
जो
these
ऊपर
kind of
पड़ा
terminologies might
नीचे
seem alien for people who have just
यस
entered AIDS or ML. But this is something that you will get
Thank you.
used to because this is what the world is really heading towards right now.
JPL
So
450 हो गया
transformers
कर
are really driving the data science and the
इसे
AI
रखते
space,
कुछ काम होगा
where AI
तेरे
has
तेरे गले में डाल
completely
दे
changed the world
पापा के तेरे गले में
post-COVID,
डाल
right? It has led to a lot of transformation and a lot of things that are happening in this world. And there is an ever increasing demand for DS, ML, and AI jobs.
इसका
Now,
क्या
how
है
has that really come
चलिए
into
तेरे
place? It has come into place with the kind of analysis that people are really relying on. Like the companies have really identified the true potential of what data can really do. You would have heard about this quote sometime maybe, data is the new oil. Or another quote which is very, very prevalent, data science is the sexiest job of the 21st century, which is true in all aspects because data is something that we can harness to get to different kinds of goals, different kinds of results on a daily basis. We did not really identify the potential of what data can really do until recently. So, if you really look at the transformation, ML and AI as a terminology is not something that has been coined recently. It is something which is existing from 1970s and 80s when the first research really took place. If you look at the research papers, they will date back to 70s and 80s, the very first ones. Now, they were not able to harness the use of this technology which they had researched upon. Why? First, because they did not have the compute, the processing power which was available to them. Now, with the complete transformation from, I can say, 2005 to 2010 as a period, when AWS came into place. Now, I hope everyone knows what AWS is. It's Amazon Web Services, and it's a cloud-based service which helps you to provide a lot of infrastructure and platform for doing a lot of tasks. So, with that coming into picture and with physical hardware devices being produced in a cheaper amount, this really helped us to harness the capacity of the concept of machine learning. So that's why you heard about machine learning, data science, and AI very recently, and how it has really boomed because we got the technology for it to really utilize it the best. So that's a bit about the transformation. Now we learn about these big things, okay? Now, actually, do we know what the basics are? That is very, very important for you to know the fundamentals, right? You might know about n number of different applications. ये देख के अच्छा लग रहा है, वो देख के अच्छा लग रहा है. This is like very, very fancy and starry. But that's not the case. You really need to know what they really do on a day-to-day basis and what's the best that they can achieve with it. So here if you see the cartoon which talks about, oh, you're dropping your numbers. No worry, I have so many of them, I'm a data scientist. So what does a data scientist really work with? A lot of numbers as you can see. So all the data that you see, it might be in any kind of a format, be it text, images, audio, video. All of that is ultimately transformed into numbers which can be utilized and extracted and analyzed upon, which makes more sense and gives you more insights on a daily basis. Now, this is very important for you, something very much relevant for the student community, that is the skill sets which are required for data science. And I'm not just talking about it from a theoretical perspective, but what the industry is really looking for. One is computer science technology, which is more about your data structures and algorithms, your networking subjects, your OS, all of that. Then comes your second bubble, which is forming a bit of maths and statistics. So I don't know if you've heard about it in the right way, but people often say that data science uh, does not require any mathematics or statistics, but that's not the case. You require some basic understanding on different math and statistics concepts, be it probability, be it the other distributions, be it your central limit theorem, all of these basic statistics that you learn really as a part of your 12-13 class is what you require in your basic check marks for data science. Third is business or domain expertise. Now that is not something that you can, really prepare on. That is something that you gain as a part of the different work assignments that you are a part of, maybe as an internship, maybe as a project, maybe once you start working in the industry. So that is something that you gain over time. So there are these three different bubbles. You need to ensure that you're ticking off these three bubbles when you really go on and apply for data science jobs, or you really want to get into data science research or anything around that. So, what is data science, or what is the term, and why is it being coined this way? So, it uses a lot of scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to really extract knowledge and insights from structured as well as unstructured data. Now, structured data is something that you would have dealt with, I'm sure, like
since we see a lot of students here, SQL तो पढ़ा ही होगा कभी ना कभी. So that is more like dealing with your relational database management system, which is your structured data, right? So that is your structured data. When we talk about unstructured data could be anything and everything into the media space. That is images, text, audio, video, which does not have a typical structure around it. When you really convert it to numerical values, it would be brought in a very different fashion. So unstructured data does not have a really proper database or something which is being utilized for it, but there are languages which help you to deal with like NoSQL, MongoDB, etc. So data science is pretty much related to big data and data mining also, where your data could be much more larger. Like today, if you see, there is so much of social media websites, there is so much of social media exposure to all of us, right? Now, at the back end, what is social media really doing? It is, of course, prying on you and collecting all the data. But that data is immense. It is huge that they have, and they are trying to extract maximum insights from the data that they've collected, and in fact, even drive revenue in that direction. So that's how big data is really the case which you will have to work with when you are working in the data science space. Um, so as I said, like 2005, 2008 is the time when data science really boomed, and you could see that term being coined. Now, these are the different applications that you might come across in the different industries that you can see. Like e-commerce is a very common bubble to really take up as an example, right? All of us use Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra on a daily basis. Everyone has those apps installed on their phone. Now you can see that there are so many applications when you just look at the typical workflow of that app itself, right? Like when you're say just searching for a certain product on Amazon, say laptops. You just put in the keyword laptops and you get in a certain number of entries which are talking about that these are the products which are being sold currently. Now you'll see, like when you scroll down, you can see something like products that you can also buy, or more like recommendation system products. Like this is what we recommend for you. Now what is that? That is more like an application of a data science based system or a statistical measure where they are trying to recommend you certain products on the basis of your past history and on the basis of whatever has been really searched by you and similar users to your profile. So that is what is a recommendation system, which is a very, very common example that you will see. Then to the banking industry. Do a lot of us get calls like, do you want this credit card? Do you want that credit card? Is this the personalized home loan that you're looking for? Blah blah blah. So many calls that we get throughout the day. How does that happen? It is through it's through customer analysis. Of course, they analyze customer data and they do targeted marketing. That is, they club the different customers into different groups, and on the basis of which they really come up with the set of customers they would want to target for that particular product that they've recently launched. So that's an example of how data science is being used into the banking industry. Next, what we have person is suffering from that particular disease or not. That's highly based on data science and ML algorithms today. Next, what we can talk about is transport. Everyone's heard about Tesla, autonomous vehicle driving. Very, very common use case that you'll see into the data science space where there are vehicles which are driving on their own. We get shocked by that magic that is happening. It's not magic, it's data science and ML. So there are a lot of algorithms which are there at the back end, which are running, which are helping you to really identify the obstructions and which are helping you to work in the right way when you are driving on the roads. So that's a good example of the transport case. Now we talk about the process flow. How do you really go about and what you do? So that's